Hello. If you like photographing people, you're probably aware that there are a number of dedicated portrait enhancement tools on the market. But if you're a Lightroom user, do you need them? I'm Rod Lawton, and this is a video for amateur photographer on the people enhancement tools built into Adobe Lightroom. Now, when you take photographs of people, very often you're going to want to carry out some enhancements. And while Lightroom Classic isn't specifically a portrait enhancement tool, there are other programs which are dedicated to that. It has powerful portrait masking tools, and it particularly suits quite subtle enhancements and adjustments. So let's see how this works. So we'll start with this portrait shot, which is really pretty striking already. But let's imagine we did want to try and improve it a little further. How do we go about it? Well, there's no portrait panel as such in Adobe Lightroom. But what there is a set of masking tools designed specifically for portraits. Let's see how this works. So if I go over to the mask panel here, in just a few moments, Lightroom will identify any faces in the scene. Any people it does detect will show up in this people section at the bottom of the mask panel. So if I click on this, I now see that Lightroom Classic can automatically mask different facial features, such as facial skin, body skin, eyebrows, eyes, sclera, that's the white of the eye, the iris in the pupil, and so on. And you'll see that as you move the mouse over these different masking options, it will show you with a red overlay on the image what it's going to select. So let's try a little iris and pupil enhancement. First, we need to click on that to select it, then create mask. Once we've done that, we don't get any specific portrait enhancement tools. But what we do have is the usual range of Lightroom local adjustment options, which actually are just fine. They're all we need. So let's see what we can do. First of all, what if we slightly increase the exposure from models' irises? Let's see if we can change the saturation too. We can even change the hue if we want to try a different eye color. So perhaps you can see already that's quite a difference. Let's just increase the saturation a little and just stop there. So what if we want to adjust something else? Well, now we have to go back up to the masks panel, create a new mask, and kind of go through that process again. We choose select people, click on the person, and this time we can select eye sclera, the white of the eye. As you'll see, Lightroom has created a mask for this area automatically. So what do we do here? Well, perhaps we can just try a little exposure increase. We don't want to go too far and make it all like artificial, but that's fine. Right, so let's try something else. Let's say we want to make our model's hair color just that little bit stronger. Let's try that. Create mask again, select people. This time, let's choose hair. Okay, create mask. All we need to do here perhaps is to increase the saturation. Just like that. It's a fairly subtle adjustment, but honestly, lots of the most effective portrait enhancements are quite subtle. It's the cumulative effect that makes the difference. Okay, let's try something else. How about skin softening? That's a typical portrait enhancement technique. So back we go again, create new mask, select people, this time facial skin, create mask. Now Lightroom does not have any skin smoothing tool as such, but it's very easy to do with the existing tools, and all we need to do here is use the texture slider, and this time we can apply a negative value. And you'll see as we do this, the skin smooths out quite dramatically. How far you want to go is up to you, but I think to keep this shot looking realistic, I think possibly a modest value like that would be about right. One more thing, how about eyebrow enhancement? Let's try that. New mask and eyebrows. Just a tiny adjustment here to the curve to kind of make the eyebrows just that little bit darker. And maybe even, what should we do? Reduce the texture a little. Perhaps just to make them look a little less detailed. So after a few more little tweaks and adjustments, let's have a look at a before and after comparison. Individually, those changes didn't seem to make a lot of difference, but cumulatively, they really do. So that's how you can enhance individual portraits in Lightroom Classic. What about group shots? Well, let's have a look at one to see how this works. So we have 5 people in this photograph. Do we have to edit each face individually and each person? Actually, no. Let's just say we want to throw a bit of light into their faces so that they stand out a little more. If we create a new mask, then check the people section at the bottom of the panel, you'll see that Lightroom has identified all 5 people in this scene. Now we could select them individually, but I'm going to choose all people. Now if I do that, you can see you've got all the same options you had before, but this time Lightroom will enhance all these faces at the same time. So let's try this. Let's try the facial skin mask. We'll create that and we'll just do a little exposure adjustment just for a bit of extra face lighting. Okay, we'll stop there. Let's try another mask, this time maybe to make the clothes a bit more vibrant. So again, create a new mask, select people, all people, and this time we'll select clothes. Right, create a mask, and let's try a little adjustment with the tone curve just to brighten up these clothes, maybe drag on bottom here just to make it a little more contrasty. And okay, stop there. How much difference has this made? Well, again, let's try the before and after view. I think this is a visible improvement and it really didn't take very long to do. And it also shows that Lightroom's people masking tools are both flexible and very fast to use. So that was a very quick tour of Adobe Lightroom Classic's people masking tools and what they can do. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and see you next time.